Hello and welcome to the Death Battle cast. We're your hosts, the cast of Death Battle. That's what we do. Hi, I'm Ben, voice of Wiz, joined of course by Chad, voice of Boomstick. Hello, Boomstick Chad.
Hi.
And then we've got Liam, writer of Liam.
Oh my god, that's me.
And
writer of my life.
Yes, writer of Liam's life. Well, maybe. And then Sam Mitchell, producer, writer extraordinaire. And we have a very unique episode of Death Battle.
Oh, we sure do.
For you today.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Part 2 of Serial Mascot Battle Royale Tournament.
We should do more tournaments. We should make these like in fucking anime arcs. This is great.
We need like a tournament theme song and everything. Like,
yeah.
Because this is going. I'm super excited for this. So today we have two battles. The first two battles on the bracket, and essentially the way this is going to work is we already had our first part of this tournament where we basically set up the bracket, right? So we have 8 contestants, and just a reminder of who's on the bracket. We have the Raisin Bran Sun, Captain Crunch, Sonny the Cuckoo Bird from Cocoa Puffs, Lucky Charms, Tony the Tiger, Count Chocula, and the Trix Rabbit. There's an 8th spot that has yet to be determined. We're leaving that up to suggestions from you guys, so you can still let us know by sending a message to @DeathBattle on Twitter who you think should be in the 8th spot. I think we've been talking a little bit about behind the scenes of including the Chex Quest guy, maybe.
Oh yeah,
who was not
he
was not in the running last time, but we realized later. I can't remember who brought him up. Maybe Sam.
He's a shoe-in.
He'd do some work.
Serial Doomslayer. Yeah.
We realized later that he'd be kind of perfect for this. But Crazy Cravings was also kind of mentioned as well. So let us know who you think should be in that 8th spot. But today we will be doing 2 battles. The first 2, which will be Trix Rabbit versus Lucky the Leprechaun, and Sonny the Cuckoo Bird of Cocoa Puffs versus Count Chocula. Sure, vampire versus a bird. Why
They're
not?
both chocolate. That's
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So there's some themes, I guess.
And the Trix Rabbit and the Lucky are both Easter.
This battle, if we want to call it a battle, brought me back to a lot of like Death Battle vibes, especially of like researching a character that isn't super popular, because like, I was going down the Count Chocula hole because that's who I'll be representing today.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, down the Count hole. And I was looking for stuff. Sorry,
Dog.
I have a different one. Look at this fucking.
Oh my
guy.
god!
Here.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
He's already.
He looks like
Oh.
Mike and Husky form.
Dog.
Yeah,
It's a
he
fucking
is,
dog, man.
She's loud though, but
Good.
anyways, and I was like, because I started to develop a theory that this son of a bitch might not be a vampire. And we just all made some assumptions. And so, like, I googled, is Count Chocula a vampire, right? And you know how Google always has the like that tab of like people also ask.
Yeah.
And like one of the top ones right up there, fucking people also ask like reasonable questions. Is Count Chocula a villain? That's sure, fine. Does he drink blood? Yeah, okay, cool. I get this question, right?
Chocolate milk.
Is Count Chocula a girlfriend?
Oh hell yeah! My kind of girlfriend.
The real question.
Realize these Google folk might be both a little different.
Google folk. Little hyphen in the middle.
All right.
It's a title.
Well, I mean, which battle do we want to start with then? Because I was thinking we could start with Lucky versus Trix, but it sounds like we're already jumping into Count Chocula territory. So
I'm up for whatever.
I mean, we can if we want. I'll tell you.
Fine, just change the schedule on us. I'm ready to go anytime.
Throw it out. All right, now
Professional.
let's stick with the first one. We will start with Lucky versus Trix. So we will get a poll up for Lucky Charms and Trix Rabbit. If you're watching this live on Wednesday, you'll be able to vote on it. We're going to be doing this a little differently. Instead of taking the break and then letting you guys vote on it throughout the entire show and then figuring out the winner at the end, we are going to be figuring this all out before the middle segment, because we do have a sneak peek for upcoming death battle of Korra versus Storm to show off in between these battles. So get your votes in as we go through this. Well, this is Trix Rabbit versus Lucky the Leprechaun of Lucky Charms. And I will be repping Lucky, and Chad is going to be repping Trix.
Yep.
Is his name Trix, Chad?
His name is actually Silly Rabbit.
Silly Rabbit from Trix.
Yep.
Really?
Okay.
You're not joking. That's actually
No, I'm not joking.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think Lucky's going to crush this Silly Rabbit.
And that's more of an alias, because there was a commercial where they actually had kids could buy boxes of Trix and fill out and vote for what his name would be, and then it just complete dick move by General Mills. They did the follow-up commercial, and a messenger comes running in and hands him the note with his name on it, and he reads it and then just moves on. Like so no one knows what his actual real name is.
That kind of reminds me of
Silly Rabbit.
the Mountain Dew thing, where they had the internet decide what this Mountain Dew flavor would be called, and that was a great time to be alive.
I love it. Okay, well, let's get this started. I can kick us off with Lucky Charms.
Sure.
60 seconds on the clock. Lucky the Leprechaun easily gonna win this matchup. Lucky's whole shtick is that he possesses the Lucky Charms, and kids are trying to get it. Unlike poor Silly Rabbit, he's successful in keeping the Lucky Charms away because he has boundless magic. His magical prowess is absurd. He can do basically anything. A lot of it does stem from the marshmallows or result in the marshmallows. There are certain marshmallows that give him superpowers, like super speed, super flight, that he can travel around the world. Time travel. He has two different methods of time travel, both with a marshmallow and with a wand. Apparently, if you combine all the marshmallows together, he can create a wormhole that breaks space and time itself and do whatever he wants. His magic is, as far as I can tell, near limitless, and there's plenty more to talk about even then. That's my opening argument.
There you go.
Pretty solid.
All right.
Interesting.
We ready?
Yeah, it's your turn.
All right, let's go.
Let's see your Paul Allen
Silly
zone.
Rabbit.
So going into this, you're like, how could the Trix Rabbit possibly compete? I'm representing the underdog or underbunny in the situation. But listen, I found some shit on this rabbit, okay? Not only is he a master of disguise, is pretty much a professional in every like sport or competition that you could think of, like professional ice skater, professional surfer.
What?
He also is imbued with cartoon physics, can break the fourth wall, can grow and shrink his size at will, has a superhero alternate persona that I'll get into in a little bit, and has some very interesting tools on his side. One in particular that I'll bring up. It's funny you mentioned time, but I'm also talking about, listen, the bunny's had a hard rap, right? But the last commercial he was in, he did steal all of the Trix and Trix yogurt on Earth and flew into space with it to go hide on different planets.
Whoa.
Wait. So as of now,
Whoa.
Trix's story, or Silly Rabbit's story, is that he's successfully stolen all Trix cereal.
I think my local grocery
I
store
couldn't
would
find a follow up. The
disagree.
kids were chasing him, and they had like a little like radar thing. They wanted you to buy the thing to use. But yeah, as far as I know, he's currently escaped with all of the Trix cereal and yogurt on planet Earth.
In the current Trix canon. Oh, right. So you're also looking at the Trix yogurt commercials as well.
Right. Also,
though we are doing a
I
cereal
always thought the
battle,
Trix
well,
yogurt commercials were separate, but they did a really good job of saving money, and like they just combined that shit. So most of, yeah, because most of the things is just like find it on select marked packages of Trix cereal and Trix yogurt. They work it into like everything.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
That's kind of how the monster mashup is as well. Like every time they're like, here's the Count Chocula commercial, but also all these guys at the end. Here's your end card.
Well, even still, so Silly Rabbit's been able to steal all the Trix in the world once, right? But usually he gets foiled by a couple of dumb kids.
Well, he's really good at stealing it. He steals it all the damn time. It's just, and it's not even the kids that are his downfall. It's his own excitement. When he starts thinking about Trix, he just gets so wrapped up that usually he'll like levitate off the ground or something, and then his costume will fall off. But I mean, he has such a powerful imagination, in fact, and that at times he can manifest his imagination into and bring it into the physical world in the form.
Like
Yes.
what?
Like for example, there was he like starts freaking out. He loses his disguise, but he's thinking about the lemony yellow and like all this stuff, and then like fucking gigantic Trix just exist now next to him and the kids. He's like lying on the fucking lemon.
The way you said that like brought me to a place of like hearing a fucking Trix commercial when I was a kid. Like for some reason, I hear
orange,
lemon
yeah, I know.
Yellow in my fucking brain, in
Raspberry
like the dark
red.
recesses.
So yeah.
yeah.
Do you know how many times I heard that shit? Imagine
So-
watching every Trix commercial back to back, dude. Like,
Lemon yellow.
Yeah,
When
I
we were
mean,
watching or like, so I just kind of went through general like or serial commercials, like just like leading up to this, right? I was just like, I just want to see what these guys got and what everybody's gonna bring. There was one voice actor for the Trix Rabbit who I'm just from the animation style, I'm gonna guess was like late 80s. Who like when he said the raspberry, like when he went through the like the flavors, it sounded like he was about to bust. Like that man loved fucking
100%.
lemons and raspberries.
real quick, I do want to ask the chat. Flaming Kitty mentions that Lucky should scale to Loki. I'm not entirely sure where that's coming from.
Because there
No,
was a special
no.
edition Loki Charm cereal that came out with the Loki show. It was like a little crossover thing. they
Oh,
did.
I missed that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
stupid.
Yes, but you are correct, Fleming Kitty. He does have a charm that gives him the power of luck, literally. But Lucky also has. Let me see. So Lucky. Okay, so the silly rabbit has some ridiculous wall-breaking cartoon force shenanigans going on,
yeah,
right?
he busts through walls. One time he became the director of the commercial. Very Bugs Bunny-esque. Oh, and speaking of which, he did team up with Bugs Bunny at one point, and Bugs Bunny is cheering for him and is on his side. So is the pretty much the world, but I'll get to that soon.
Can he
Well-
summon Bugs Bunny if he has enough mana?
Yeah.
He can bust through a wall. Can he bust the moon? Because Lucky
He
Charms
sat atop
can-
the moon.
Well, Lucky
Lucky
Charms can fire a beam of marshmallows at the moon that is powerful enough to detonate the moon and turn it into marshmallows that he can then use for more of his powers. That's another thing. That's the thing about Lucky. All of his powers use marshmallows and create more marshmallows for him to continue to use. So he will never run out of marshmallows for him to use his powers.
That's cool. I have a question. Does Lucky need to speak to be able to use his magic, do you know?
Yes and no. Sometimes he does. That's the heart stars and
Horseshoes, clovers, and blue moons,
Clovers
yep.
and blue moons. Pots of gold and rainbows.
And red balloons.
Tasty
They added
red
that-
balloons. Something like
And
that.
new red balloons is what they were for a while because they added them.
That's right. Yeah. So some of like the wormhole that he creates to like break space and time and go wherever he wants does require him to like, or at least based on what I've seen in the commercials, does require him to say that. But he could just be saying that as the marshmallows are flying in and combining to do this super chaos emerald of a power or whatever of bending
Because
space and time. But
the reason I
he
asked-
doesn't need to do it for pretty much anything else.
Okay. But because I will say, because I can kind of anything that he needs to say, like any words for, I can put a stop to that right now because the Trix Rabbit has not only zipped his own mouth closed, he has zipped other people's mouths closed, and they don't seem to be able to unzip it themselves.
Well, okay. Brian, I don't know if you can bring this up, but can you bring up the time travel gifts for Lucky?
Gotta hit him with the time travel gift.
Yeah,
There you go.
because I want to. I have two because he's used two different forms of time travel. One using the hourglass marshmallow. He just like grabs it and he could just
One by summoning Satan.
yeah. The other by summoning
blood sacrifice.
Satan, aka. So that's the
Archive for advertising reference via adrag.com and addtothebone.com.
Might have linked the wrong one. Then that is the wrong one.
Wait,
Look at
Is
this.
that not right?
Disaster.
Doesn't he no longer have the hourglass?
Yeah, that is the wrong one.
Yeah, that's that was a limited time thing for the cereal.
Whatever. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, whatever. Like the marshmallows change throughout the years.
I know.
So he can use the hourglass one to just snap into another time. He goes back to the dinosaur age, or that he can create a tunnel to another time, basically,
Got you.
without using his cereal.
Oh shit!
That's just using the wand there. Okay, cool.
Yes.
So I'd be very interested because I want to touch on the Master of Disguise thing, which is not like a big part of my argument, but like he can change into like anything in like less than a second. He's just whoop, like he'll do like a quick thing and then he's whatever. This dude is not only turned into like every like thing you can imagine from like, you know, clowns and whatever, but at one point he turned himself into a live action rabbit, like a real bunny.
I remember that. Yeah.
And another time, it's this guy checking out at the grocery store, because here's the thing. The world is set up for this fucking rabbit to fail. The reason he's turned to trying to steal it from kids is because they won't let him buy it in supermarkets. They throw him out. One time they clamped him around the neck with this thing and dragged him out of the fucking store. So like, he has no choice. So anyway, one commercial, there's a live action human man buying Trix, and he gets home and then unzips his face. And inside it all falls away and it's the Trix rabbit. It's pretty horrific, to be honest.
Real quick break for a word from our sponsor. Death Metal Cast is sponsored by Arcane, the Netflix original series from the creators of League of Legends. Arcane is a 9-episode, 3-part series that follows the story of 2 young girls, Vi and Powder, born in the Undercity beneath Piltover. Their eagerness to prove themselves sets a series of events in motion that pushes their relationship to its breaking point and transforms them forever. Witness the animation event of the year to see the champions we know and love like never before. Vi, Jinx, Heimerdinger, Jace, their stories all intertwine in this action-packed series. Whether you're a longtime League player or you're brand new to Runeterra, Arcane serves as a perfect introduction to the vast world of League of Legends, focusing on the origins of some of its most iconic characters. Dive into the stories behind one of the most played games of all time, and discover the secrets of Piltover and its Undercity, and prepare for the epic battle that is only just beginning. Arcane is now streaming exclusively on Netflix. Thanks, Arcane. Now, back to the cast.
But he also so he has an alternate persona that was done for there was a 3 webtoons called Trix Tunes that they did, and one in which he can turn into the superhero Hercules, and can fly around and is potentially invulnerable, because he like rockets off and slams into like a building and then is like fine and just like, oops, we should open that door.
Just pointing it out, Carrying Worm, thank you for the calc. Lucky's detonation of the moon is 8,582,000 Yoda TNT.
Wonderful. Thanks for that calc.
And that's not even his most powerful feat. I'll get to that.
Yeah, let's see.
There's something crazy that I've got.
My thing is like I don't know if you can kill the Trix rabbit.
Well, okay.
Like,
So the Trix rabbit, maybe you can't stab. Maybe you can't like kill him because he's got cartoon force. What if you change him into something else?
he could probably change back because he's changed himself into shit.
Has he been transmogrified or whatever into something else and then come back from that?
I don't know. Maybe. Probably not by somebody else, but he's done it himself. Like I said, he's transcended reality. He went from a cartoon to a live action rabbit and then back.
So he has his own powers of transformation.
Yeah. Oh, you know, here's the thing. If he gets excited, there's no way. Whatever you transform him into, he'll always pop back to the rabbit. Because even when he was like he'd intended to transform himself into the bunny, then like he gets all excited about Trix, and then boom, he pops back into the cartoon rabbit. They're like, not today.
But what if he's transformed into a marshmallow? And then
into a marshmallow?
Mm-hmm.
If he could
digested.
If he could think about Trix, he could pop out of it.
Well, okay. Let's go ahead, Brian, and play my video, The Devourer.
The Devourer? Jesus Christ. So we can't hear it right now but the audience probably can.
Oh my god!
What the hell just happened?
Lucky just transformed dozens of stars into mushrooms. Well, not mushrooms.
Into mushrooms? Lucky's getting high.
Holy shit. Whoa.
So-
he takes the actual stars to make the Marbit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So there was a star cereal, right? And Lucky made that cereal by transforming literal stars into marshmallows.
Got you. Well, you know what? None of this is gonna matter if Lucky can't move. And which brings me to like one of my key arguments, and that is a thing that he has in his arsenal, which is the classic cartoon remote control. Brian, can you that second clip I sent you? Can you pull that up? So this lady talks like a ton, right? So he's like, wait, I think I heard something. So he pauses her, rewinds her, and then has her play in slow motion. So he has a remote that basically controls reality. He could pause
Shit.
Lucky and then murder him.
Damn, that's
Well,
pretty good.
That's
You couldn't
interesting.
murder something if they're paused in time, to be fair.
Sure you can. Yeah,
Lucky
you just
actually-
like
Paused
them.
in time, they wouldn't be able to change their current state of alive.
Well, you
Time
could set
would
up
have to
some.
move
Well, then he
forward
starts
for them to
forward.
then become dead.
Is Lucky, not Lucky, Silly, affected by the time travel as well? Like, or is it just that one?
It's
rabbit's
the
personal
classic.
time?
It's like whatever he aims it at, right?
Okay,
So like he
okay.
could literally be like Lucky pause,
Well,
and then Lucky would
luckily-
be paused.
For Lucky, he does have a marshmallow that lets him see the future. So
helps.
he would know that that's coming, and then just
But what can he do to stop it?
turn him
Because you know
into-
it's coming.
turn him into a marshmallow with the power
But
that
before
can
he
turn
can
stars
do his
into
magic, he just
marshmallows.
clicks pause. That's like, and then he'd be paused in his mid magic.
I don't know.
If that was the case, though, why doesn't he just pause the children and keep them from...
That's a good point.
Like, this seems like a different Silly. Like, why is he in a costume? Why is he, like, superhero style? Like, what is he
No,
up to? Who's his
I'll
sidekick?
This
allow
this
it.
was
I'll
like
allow it.
what the webtoon what they're up to in these fun stories and things, what they get up to when he's not constantly trying to steal tricks.
So it's fiction within their own universe.
No, it actually happened. He jumps into a computer. Because he can do that.
I don't know, Chad. This is getting a little too ridiculous for me.
Are you
So is
kidding
that
me?
When he's inside of the computer, is that just Silly's avatar? Because that would make much more sense.
Is
if
this
he can
guy?
rewind it part of the game.
Unclear. I would say that for the sake of this whole argument and what we're debating, it's pretty damn reasonable that the rabbit has the remote.
I'm gonna say he has the remote.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say he has
sure.
the remote.
He has the remote. Lucky has a mirror marshmallow, I think, that lets him see the future. And he's also fast enough to fly around the world in like seconds. So I have a feeling he'd be fast enough to cast his magic before Silly can even pull out the remote. And because he's able to transform dozens of stars at once, that implies an enormous level of power that I don't think Silly is going to be able to match.
I'm just
Well, maybe
watching
we
this
should
commercial
take this
right
to
now.
a vote.
I think
Well,
it's time
Before
to vote.
one last thing.
Okay.
One last thing.
Okay.
Because listen, I think I've done a good job for what people were thinking that the Trix rabbit had up his fucking sleeves, okay? But
All
here's
right.
Doesn't have
here's
to.
what you need to understand. The Trix rabbit has had a really hard break. Since his inception, this damn rabbit has just been abused by fictional children. And that is important because the children of the planet Earth are on his side. Usually about once a decade, they hold a contest where they're like, kids, would you like the rabbit to actually be able to eat Trix? And the real world children always vote for him to be able to get his Trix. In addition, Carlton from the Fresh Prince is on his side. Bugs Bunny is on his side. And I want you to look at the inception of this rabbit and the cruel
Are we
joke
gonna watch
that these
sex?
fictional
Rabbit
children...
sex?
No, watch. Sorry, not that. Brian, play this clip.
Yeah.
And I want you all... It's 1 minute long.
You're playing the pity vote.
Watch this.
I'm a rabbit.
Oh, you guys can't hear it, can you?
No, but he looks sad.
So
He's, like,
basically,
projecting
he's
rabbit
like,
food.
rabbits are supposed to love vegetables, but I have a problem. I really love Trix. And then he's like starts talking about Trix, you know, lemony lemon, whatever, lemon yellow, oranges, shit. And look how happy he is. Oh, he just wants it so bad, doesn't he?
Well, I like his big ears. His big floppy ears.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then these two assholes come up.
Silly rabbit.
There they go.
Tricks
Hey, watch this.
kids.
This kid's like,
Stabbing
fuck
the
you,
fucking
rabbit.
head.
So watch what they do then.
Peanut
This is his
kids show
first
up.
commercial.
Yeah.
They
When I grow
eat
up,
it in
I
front
want
of
a
him.
whole house
And they
full
just
of
start
Trix.
talking about, like, this little
Don't you
fucking
just
girl is
love
like, hey,
Trix with
when I grow
colors?
up, I'm gonna get a whole house
And
full of
that
Trix. And they're like, yeah, and the rabbit
flavor.
can't have any.
Isn't it?
Look at him.
What's
Look
the
into
matter
his
with
sad
them?
eyes
Because Tricks are for kids.
as he has to watch these children eat this in
what,
front of him.
What is the angle for that commercial? Like, what is the?
So
Yeah, I remember looking at that. I think I talked about it in our round one of this. It's amazingly like
It's
sad,
depressing.
and that's the
So-
first Trix commercial.
it is so sad. It is so
will
fucked up
say-
that they eat it in front of him while just talking about how great it is, knowing he's right there.
They also do like a cinematography like sin where they break the 180 rule by completely
they sure
flipping
did.
to the other side of the table, which just aggravates the shit out
It's
of me.
but it's also it's specifically because they wanted that shot of Trix of Silly
Yeah.
way off in the distance.
You
looking
gotta know the
so
rules
pathetic.
to break the rules,
Yep.
and they know the rules. This is some Godard kind of intentional
Okay.
messing with
This
conventions.
is art.
This is
Yeah.
art.
Art. And but my whole argument is not just sympathy. The Trix Rabbit's greatest power is you voting for him.
No,
Every time.
All right.
The Trix Rabbit relies upon
Shut him
you.
up.
This
Reach
okay,
down
so-
into the children inside of you and vote for the Trix Rabbit and give him his victory. It's the only way he gets them.
If I can have a counterpoint,
Sure.
what it sounds like this argument really is this rabbit is so pathetic that I need the pity vote. He can't even get his own damn cereal. Lucky's got this shit in the bag. Come on. This is
Let's
a death battle, not a
take it
pity
to a
battle.
vote.
Yeah.
Let's take this to the vote. All right.
Let's
So
vote.
go ahead and get your votes in the chat, and let's go ahead and start with the Twitter poll for Lucky versus Trix.
Oh, I know how this is gonna go.
Oh,
Lucky the
surprise.
Leprechaun wins.
oh,
Yeah.
God.
72% to 27.
Right. Whoa,
73
the
to
account
27.
voted for Trix Rabbit? What the fuck?
Brian had to because it doesn't actually, the poll finishes in 2 minutes, I believe. I usually set it to like
Oh.
12:30, 12:32-ish or something like that.
Gotcha.
So
Oh,
he had to do
whoops.
that to get the vote.
No, it's 1:30.
So what you're saying
Just
is,
'cause
if
I live
everybody
in
goes to
New
this
York.
poll right now and votes,
Yeah, go,
they can
go,
change
yeah.
the vote at the last second. No, it's in. It's locked.
No, it's,
all right.
it's done like right now, but for him to make the asset 10 minutes ago. he had to
Gotcha. Lucky's got one vote. All right. So let's go with Liam and Sam. We've got your votes now. So Liam, who are you
Yeah.
voting for?
Lucky.
Lucky, just
Lucky's got
lucky.
two.
Let's move forward.
Lucky.
Come on,
Lucky got
come
three.
on,
He's a bad rabbit.
Y'all are
He's
monsters.
bullshit, but-
Look, I like
I'll
the
suck.
Trix Rabbit more, but it's gotta be Lucky.
100%.
Like
if I
Trix
was
Rabbit,
voting,
Trix
like,
Rabbit needs some stuff to like just hold on, while Lucky has everything he can do, and is like really powerful and faster and stuff.
as for who has a better cereal, though, 100% Trix. I would way
Oh,
rather
easy
eat
Trix,
Trix
yeah.
than
Lucky
than
Charms is
Leprechaun
gross.
shit. Yeah, fuck a Lucky Charms.
Absolutely.
It's so
Absolutely
nasty.
disgusting.
I
Oh,
don't
man.
wanna fuck with him ever.
We
I
do
just had-
have the poll from the chat as well, so let's go ahead and bring that up.
I just remembered.
68% of Lucky.
Ah,
Clean
hey.
sweep. Lucky
you,
takes
hey,
this.
you convinced a bunch of them.
Yeah, you got 4%, Chad, to come
Yeah.
your direction. That's something.
4%?
I'm telling you that
Oh, from the
remote.
Twitter poll.
Also,
Twitter,
he is familiar with magic, but not in the magic that Lucky has. There was a TV special where he was a fucking puppet, and for like it was like an hour-long VHS special, and they like taught him magic. So-
I do want to take this was like 1,000 years ago in the chat. Somebody pointed out that Lucio from Overwatch does have Lucios, which kind of makes him available for that 8th slot. I just want to throw that out there.
That's pretty funny.
I mean, if
Put him against the sun.
we have had this conversation before. Like every DC Marvel superhero
getting
under the
down.
sun has had a cereal as well.
It's like
So
the sun
Yeah.
Nintendo, Mario cereal. Like if
Oh, yeah,
we
for
go
sure.
that route, let's stick
There's
to
a
the
lot to
main
pick from.
cereal mascots. Yeah.
The only other
but-
last
Origin
kernel
is
of
in
truth.
cereal, or
Sorry.
at least their origin is within like food product, right?
Yeah.
Like, Yeah.
But either way, the first victor in the tournament, moving on, is Lucky the Leprechaun.
Some bullshit.
knocking
You're all
Trix,
monsters.
the silly rabbit, out of the running.
You're like me. You've been inside for a very long time. And you haven't got any new clothes because all you wear is the same pairs of pajamas every day. Well, I got something for you. Stitch Fix. Bad boys over there have made an even better service called Stitch Fix Freestyle, where you don't have to wait for your monthly box. You can just go to the Stitch Fix Freestyle, and you got some trusted style destinations where you can look at all sorts of stuff. I went there. I got this freaking awesome shirt. I love it. It makes me want to drink tiki drinks, even though it's November right now, and that's awesome. So yeah, you can go there. You can shop over 1,000 brands and styles personalized to you for your size and your fit, with styles for workouts, workwear, tiki, living life, on the good beach vibes, And yeah, you can just get your style back because it's been a minute since we've all had any, right? So plus there's no subscription required, and they offer free shipping, returns, and exchanges, which is super duper awesome. Yeah, I got a handful of things. I got some of the most comfortable workout pants I've ever gotten just for lounge around, because we also do that. Obviously, like I've said, I got this wonderful shirt. It's just really good. I love Stitch Fix. The Stitch Fix Freestyle just makes it super easy. Be like, you know what? I need a new shirt for this thing that's coming up in next week. You just go there, and they've already got stuff catered for you since you've done your little intro quiz and everything, and answered a whole bunch of style questions. And it's like, boom, here's a bunch of good options for exactly what I want. I have to go to 100 different websites to find the best thing to do this. No, I just go to one place. They got it for me. It's good, and you get a good product. This thing's super comfortable. I love it. Anyways, get started by filling out your style quiz at stitchfix.com/cast. That's stitchfix.com/cast to try Stitch Fix Freestyle. stitchfix.com/cast. Go give it a shout. It's awesome. Like it a lot. Cannot recommend it enough. Bye.
Next up, we will be talking about Count Chocula versus Sonny the Cuckoo Bird. But first, let's talk about what's going on.
What's going on? We got a little preview. I think that's what's going on, right?
We do have a little preview. We've got a little sneak peek of the upcoming death battle.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and play that shit.
I'm so bored.
Your powers are impressive, but you lack discipline.
I'm the Avatar, master of all elements. You want to see for yourself?
Of course, Avatar. I'll show you what an X-Men can do.
Hey,
Guys, it's gonna be so cool.
That's the
really
first time I
awesome.
saw the
Very
animation,
cool.
actually. I mean, despite
Really?
writing it, yeah, I hadn't I'd been so busy working on other episodes that I hadn't gotten a chance to like watch the animation all the way through. It looks so amazing.
Yeah, the animation
Love it.
team has been kicking ass with that, and Jerky and Rose putting together the sprites, the custom sprites for Cora in particular. Fantastic work. Of course, Storm rocking her classic 90s outfit.
yeah.
We were like, we were 50-50 on like classic outfit or Mohawk Storm. Which one do we go with?
Those are definitely
both
the
are
two
badass.
fucking coolest ones. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not a big
think
fan
you
of
guys
the
are-
original, the very original, black outfit. I like
Mhm.
I like the white outfit from the 80s and 90s more.
Yeah.
From the 90s X-Men cartoon more. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Though,
Yeah.
the Marvel versus Capcom sprite, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is what that is.
Yeah.
But man, that Mohawk is
Hey.
pretty dope. So Josh has been directing that one. He's been kicking ass. The team is putting together a really fun episode for you guys. That's Shara Kirby as Storm and Amanda Julian Gonzalez as Cora. Fantastic performances, I think. And Luis's animation team is just kicking this one out of the park. I think it's going to be a really fun one. Cora versus Storm is a matchup that we've been wanting to do for a long time. It's one that I've had sort of as a potential for multiple seasons at this point. But we've always kind of pushed it back because we wanted to make sure that when we did finally do it, we could really pull off the elemental bending aspect of it with our animation. And of course, 5 years ago or so, our animation team wasn't a team. It was like one person. So obviously some of the things that we can do now, we couldn't do before then. So we always pushed it because of that. I didn't want to cheapen the effects and make it just like not have really good water bending and fire bending and whatnot. But a few years back, we did Aang versus Ed, and that was kind of our first foray into all this Avatar elemental storm goddess sort of power stuff. And that one turned out fantastic. And this is sort of the next evolution of that kind of combat. Very excited to see what you guys think of the full episode. It's a lot of fun.
The chat's talking about the 90s X-Men cartoon coming back, and it's like, yep, happened again.
So
You're welcome.
Yeah. The Death Battle Curse, we haven't mentioned it in a while, but the Death Battle Curse is this theory that for whatever reason, whenever we bring a character into Death Battle, something about their franchise, there's a like a 70% chance that it's going to be revived from the dead or something. And we've often joked that like in order to get Half-Life 3 out, we need to put
Gordon Freeman in an episode.
Gordon Freeman in a Death Battle.
It's gonna happen.
Like I've never like subscribed to that idea until now.
Yeah.
It happens with the weirdest shit too. Like
one has convinced me that there is some sort of like chaotic eldritch force going on behind the scenes here. Because who the hell was asking for, not that it's not going to be good or anything like that, but who was asking for the X-Men cartoon to come back?
Yeah, seriously.
Like, I love the X-Men cartoon, but it was never on my radar that it would have a chance of coming back.
Suggesting that, no.
Yeah, well, I mean, even like Dragon Ball, when we did like, it's like they hadn't done any new shit forever, and we just happened to do the episode, and then it was like, how about 2 movies and a series?
God damn it.
I mean,
yeah, not that we're claiming like we're responsible or anything like that, but there is some sort of divine force out there that's either like playing a joke on us, it feels like.
It is very suspicious timing at the least. But I'm stoked. I mean, X-Men 97, like hell yeah, I'll do it.
Absolutely, I'm on board for that.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Yep.
Morph. Sorry.
All right, so Korra vs. Storm comes out next week, this Sunday, for first members, and Monday on YouTube. Be sure to check that out. Super excited to see what y'all think of it. Let's get back to our community death battle. All right, so we have Count Chocula, rep by Sam, versus Sonny the Cuckoo Bird, rep by Liam. Who wants to start?
Liam, you're starting.
Liam,
Sam, you go first.
No, Liam, you're starting.
The Cuckoo Bird of Cocoa Puffs. You got 60 seconds.
Yep.
Why does he win?
So, Sonny the Cuckoo Bird of Cocoa Puffs. I wasn't expecting this when I was looking into it, but genuine fucking dark god. Like unbelievably powerful in ways that I couldn't even comprehend. The man is an addict. It's actually quite sad. He is severely addicted to Cocoa Puffs, and whenever he becomes completely entranced by his addiction and he goes completely insane and then starts to transform the world around him into chocolate. He becomes unbelievably powerful enough to fly through space like at hyperspeed past stars, powerful enough to shake the earth itself, powerful enough to spin a merry-go-round so fast that it flies to the moon, powerful enough to explode and reincorporate his body. The man, the bird is fucking crazy, and his addiction is being abused by his grandfather that just, I guess, wants to drinks chocolate.
Well, he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Also, Cocoa Puffs, decent cereal. I think they're quite good.
Not for me, but I don't like chocolate very much, so.
Well, there you go. You gotta like chocolate. You gotta like
Sam,
chocolate.
don't act surprised. You've known this forever.
still fucking wrong opinion. I can still
How do you not like chocolate?
20 years later.
I don't like
Um,
sweets that much in general.
no, it's just so stupid.
All right. Well,
You're the best.
amazing. So I just want to point out these are cereal mascots. I absolutely love that we're doing this. Also, some of these guys seriously need to be an actual death battle. Clearly,
Yeah, like, these guys
Hands
would,
down,
like-
my favorite episode of Death Battle Cast we've ever done is the Serial Mascot Battle Royale from like a million years ago.
Mhm.
Like,
I'm pretty sure most of these guys would just crush like half of the season, our season lineup this year. Like,
oh, for sure.
Oh my
holy
God.
crap.
I did post a few things in the Discord, a few gifts that I'm sure you'll get.
yeah, I'll bring them. If Brian is able to show them, I'll bring.
I
bring
saved
them
this
up.
one specifically because I thought it was ridiculous. It's from a much more modern commercial, but he he hulks out on some cuckoo puff.
Well,
Oh yeah, that's
Sam,
the one. That's the one where he flies through space.
Yeah. Okay.
Instead of
but-
helping Liam's argument, what's your argument?
yeah, here that ties into it. Liam pretty much. I'll wait till I get my 60 seconds up here. Thank you, Brian. So Liam pretty much gave me my argument already.
Oh shit.
He is. Once he gets these Cocoa Puffs, insane shit happens. The world changes. Everything freaks out. His grandfather constantly is trying to actually keep him from getting the Cocoa Puffs, which is why I think he is just
That's not
a hopeless drug allegory. And there's nothing actually happens. I just think once he gets the Cocoa Puffs, it is no longer reality. He is high as fuck on these Cocoa Puffs, and none of the feats you're going to show us actually count because he is just a deranged bird. That's all.
What?
He is just
Sorry,
a
what-
deranged bird.
So what about-
Count
what does Count
Chocula
Chocula
research
have?
didn't go so well. Did
Yeah.
I mean, I found out that most likely Count Chocula, from all accounts, isn't a vampire and is. I did a deep dive on a Reddit thread and then was disappointed to see that Matt Pat has a YouTube video that would have been much easier to read or watch about how he's actually just like an inbred Romanian. But yeah, it's pretty tough out there for the Count. It's pretty tough, man.
You don't have any feats?
Brian, could you bring up that first GIF? If is that possible? The first Sonny the Cuckoo Bird GIF, the one of him shaking the planet. If that's doable. So this is him drilling through the earth, and that's what happens to the earth as just a side effect of him drilling. He shakes the earth violently. I actually calculated this late at night. Let's take a look at my math. Let's go in. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so judging by just I took one of the shakes, like one of the distance he moved during one of the shakes. He moved about 1.5 million meters. The Earth moved about 1.5 million meters in one shake. He did that it happened in 2 frames. So YouTube 30 frames per second. So that's about a 15th of a second. That would be about, let me see, 23 million meters per second, or Mach 67,426. So that's 67,426 times faster than sound, is how fast he moved the Earth. Judging by that distance, we can get kinetic energy. That kinetic energy is going to be 381.7 ninatons, which is enough to destroy a small star. That's an incredible amount of energy for just not, he wasn't trying to shake the Earth. He was drilling through it. It was a byproduct of his power. And that was because his grandfather, whoever, wanted to dig for oil and was like, I'm going to exploit my grandson's serious debilitating illness in the search for oil.
And then instead they drilled all the way to a racist depiction of a Chinese person.
it's pretty
Japanese,
tough out there.
actually. They
Oh, was it?
clarified
Okay,
it's
I didn't know. I
Japanese.
thought I couldn't hear it, so I
Well,
didn't know if they were doing
the classic is China, because, but
Yes.
it was Japan in this instance.
My thing is that it still doesn't happen. This bird is insane. He is deranged. And
But then how did his grandfather get to Japan?
that's his perspective. I don't think he did.
I actually
It's-
think that is supportive of Sam's argument.
Yeah.
It's like, how did he get to Japan? He's not there.
Yeah.
That's not
None of it
supportive.
adds
That's just like saying a thing that is not true. This is a Hail Mary, guys. I hope people
I don't
in the
know
chat
if it's a Hail
recognize
Mary.
this.
He self admits that he's cuckoo for these Cocoa Puffs.
Okay, hang on.
But
What can
He's
Chocula
deranged.
do that even if
yeah, can you
the
give us
cuckoo
some
bird
Count
is
Chocula
It's
feeds?
literally not
crazy?
true. Okay.
Even if he's crazy, what could Chocula do?
So
to
here's
finish him off?
something. Here's something. If birds have historically weak bones,
Stop attacking the other character and tell
Oh
us
my
something
God.
about yours.
drug addicted birds who have a very not nutritional diet, we must say. But so there's some things. It
How
kind of depends.
strong is Count Chocula?
Count
What's his
Chocula
best-
himself doesn't really have anything, but Count Chocula does have some
There's
things
no
like
way.
in his castle. He has paintings that come to life that are werewolves and ghosts and shit like that,
Werewolves?
and they are physical objects he owns.
What if
so
he's
I kind
just
of feel like
crazy?
he has those.
Oh, what if he's crazy?
No,
he's
because-
crazy Romanian man in a castle. He's crazy.
Well, he's also very
no,
inbred,
crazy
but
didn't
so
happen.
maybe- but-
Crazy.
But that's the thing. From other people's perspective, they see these things happening.
Oh, but when it's Grandpa Cuckoo Bird that sees it from his perspective, that doesn't count. Ah,
Sam,
I
the first
see.
fucking commercial I pulled up, the motherfucker has telekinesis.
Okay, so he can float his own marbit and put ghosts in them at times. But like, once again, like it's not like he does it with like a boulder or anything. It's marbit. Like there's not like he doesn't seem to have any real significant powers. But he does own a lot of things. And if we are talking about the whole monster squad,
We're talking about net worth.
No, I mean, I saw him jump out of a box and then he just used his hands and then levitated the whole box of cereal out into his hands. Like, he's got telekinesis for sure.
Yeah, he's got telekinesis.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, there is a commercial
One
where
whole pound.
he's at a high striker, and he's
Oh,
effortlessly
shit,
like
he's
constantly hitting the high
Frankenberry.
striker.
Yeah, him and Frankenberry are beating a bird to death on the high striker.
Sending the bird bumping down.
I just curious.
So that
Brian,
does prove he's stronger than a cartoon bird.
Brian, could you pull up the
Yeah,
second
there you
one?
go.
Just assuming they could do damage to Sonny's body. Could you pull up the second GIF? The one of yeah. So this is Sonny flying into the air and detonating.
Exploding.
His entire body is destroyed, and the GIF cuts off. But the rest of the commercial, it cuts to like him being alive again. Like he reincorporated his body.
Or
So
he just never did that because he's fucking.
what is
high
the
as a
evidence?
kite.
What is the evidence?
What do you mean? What the evidence is?
It's not
He's
the commercial is not
deranged.
from his unique perspective. It is a neutral third person where it's viewing both him and his grandfather. It is not his perspective. That's bullshit, I say, sir. A desperate attempt at
They
a fate,
are all.
but one that shall not succeed.
It is his perspective.
So
It is
okay,
not
Count
his, how is it his
Chocula.
perspective.
Count Chocula can fly. He can turn into a bat.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't see how that really helps.
End of
I
He
just
is-
got to the commercial where they're beating the shit out of this bird.
Yeah.
he beats the shit out of birds. He's
He is at
telekinetic.
least as strong as a Frankenstein allegory.
Yeah.
We got that going for us.
Is there
Wait,
literally
why is
nothing else that
Frankenberry
you
here?
have?
I thought it was
I
just
mean-
Count Chocula.
I will say, most of his commercials end in Count Chocula being the one that is scared for some reason.
Yeah, he's not really the
So
bravest.
he's gonna shit his
Um,
pants too? Oh my god! This guy, how is this a
Well, no,
fight?
because he's beat a bird up before. We've seen
But-
it.
You did point
I
out
can
that
be
he's
a bird. There are pigeons. I can kick them.
But Sonny is a bird. That's what he's saying. So, but you did point out that he's not like a true vampire. He can go into sunlight, right?
Yes, and he also doesn't have anything that would make him a vampire, nor do they ever say he is one.
Does he have
because he
fangs?
doesn't have vampire fangs either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got like bunny buck teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
He does not
doesn't
have
those.
vampire fangs. He exclusively eats chocolate, his own cereal. So there's no blood happening at all. He is like a chocolate pyre, if that's a thing. But
I do appreciate that he brushes his hair with a fucking mace.
yeah,
That was pretty rad.
Yeah. It's the same base he was beating the shit out of the bird with.
Yeah,
he also
exactly.
does
He's like,
have Not that anything exciting happens, but he does have a Scooby-Doo crossover at one point.
Yeah, I was actually looking at
That's
that
in
because it
there.
kind of looked
Yeah.
like he might have turned Shaggy and Scooby into marshmallows, but I don't think that's actually what's
no.
going
Well,
on.
speaking of turning people into things, when Sonny the Cuckoo Bird goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, the entire
Once
world
he's
around him turns
high
into
on
chocolate.
drugs.
No,
the
there are
world
other
turns
people
on-
in the scene. He did it like in a courtroom, and there are people in the courtroom being like, "Whoa, everything's chocolate now." There's always people around him in these fucking commercials. It's not just him. There's children that are there before and there after.
Okay.
But
Okay.
there's one where
It's an
the
unfalsifiable
world,
hypothesis. You've said
there's
a
one
thing where
where
it's
the
like, no, it's
entire
impossible.
world starts turning to Cocoa Puffs, which is the magic of Cocoa Puffs, not Cuckoo
Yeah, and he possesses Cocoa Puffs. He has
Okay.
them. He can
I
summon
think-
them to his side.
In Sam's
Also,
defense,
typically
Liam.
he doesn't.
Don't
In Sam's
defend-
defense,
You
Liam.
can't defend this.
He
He
is
can.
called the Cuckoo Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's an actual bird.
But
He goes
is he...
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He's not psychotic.
Is
I
he-
think he's doing.
I'm just
for
waiting
Cocoa
for Sam to
Puffs?
bust out the cuck argument. Sorry.
I thought that was going to come like way earlier.
Cuck bird.
See?
He's
You
about to
didn't even
cuck
think about it.
Count
Yeah.
Cuckula.
I don't think that has anything to do with how he would fare, cuck or not, how he would fare in a death battle, though. I don't think that's just his own proclivity.
I mean, it's
we'll let
kind
the
of-
man do his thing.
Saying the
Sam-
Cuckoo Bird is gonna fuck Count Chocula's wife.
No, it would be the other way. He would have the Count fuck his wife, which, I mean, they would probably get along
No,
with
he was going to
their-
cuckold Count Chocula.
What are we talking about?
Count
What is
Chocula's
happening?
into
To be
that.
fair-
He's into that.
I don't know.
kind of
Sam
boy
came
work.
with no argument, so I'm trying to help him out.
To bring it back, I mean,
me
that,
too.
it
This
was
is-
the original question: is Count Chocula a girlfriend? But I do think though, I have a I guess
Oh,
word for
God.
it? Obligation as a death battle person to actually just fucking concede here, because I don't. I did all the research I can.
Oh my god.
And I do not think, if we take, my only argument is that Cuckoo is insane, like completely fucking bonkers, in that Cocoa Puffs are some sort of drug trigger for him and he's just out of this goddamn world in his own mind. Aside from that, if we take everything that Cuckoo does as fact, I don't think there's any chance in hell he has to beat Count Chocula.
He's
Okay.
not
psychotic.
There's no evidence that he imagines
What
things.
the
He's
fuck are you
severely
talking about? There's
addicted.
no evidence.
What do you? What is
He's-
every single one of these commercials a fantasy of? Like, what did the Lucky Charms thing drive him insane and fuck with reality? It's the same
Well-
thing. He's not psychotic. He's
not.
addicted. He's like he needs Cocoa Puffs. He's not like going crazy. He's not like
are the-
going crazy in the
Liam.
sense that he's imagining things. Yeah.
Liam,
Yes.
are there any commercials where these effects happen before he consumes the Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah, he's in like different planets. He goes in like starships
does.
and sees the fucking like Milky Way galaxy and is like, oh, the Milky Way galaxy is made of Cocoa Puffs, and that's before he even eats any Cocoa Puffs. Yeah, there's tons of crazy shit in these commercials that has nothing
He
to do with him
does,
eating.
But does he
I
think
feel like-
the Milky Way is made of Cocoa Puffs because he's so addicted that he will see
But you
Cocoa
can't.
Puffs
But that's
wherever
an
he is?
unfalsifiable. You're looking at it and going. I am assuming that he is insane. Therefore, he must be insane. It's circular logic. You have to establish that it's part of his insanity first before saying that it's part of his. Before like coming to your own conclusion. That's the problem with this.
I think-
You understand what I mean?
Yes, but I
He
think
also
Sam
has
is trying to
evidence-
win his own personal battle by having a non-logical argument and watching you fucking go nuts
This is
about it.
driving me
It's kinda
insane.
logical. I
This
think
is
it's
driving
kinda
me
logical.
crazy.
There is
Because people
Liam is
buy
cuckoo
these
for
arguments.
Cocoa
They
Puffs.
think they're real.
when Lucky does it, there's plenty of things that affect the children. Like things that happen with Trix, he very clearly did disguise himself in full grocery store staff and stuff like
But
that.
how do you know? But how do you know? How do you know everything that you're seeing is not just a hallucination of the Trix rabbit?
So they do
Right,
snap back.
'cause-
That's why there's a lot of stuff that I didn't use because it was all a hallucination or in his imagination. So
Yeah.
I had to
And
take the
because
specific instances where
we-
stuff lingered around and be like, certain times his imagination is
But how
powerful
do you?
enough to
But
like
what does
manifest
lingering
it.
have to do with it? How do you know that the
We-
lingering wasn't still part of his hallucination?
Oh, the
See,
kids were, like,
you can make that
interacting with it.
argument for anything. You can
Well,
make
not
it for
with the
anything.
Trix rabbit, because we voted on his name, and he received that. He received our information that we gave him, grounding him a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
How do you know that every like Superman comic isn't really just a hallucination of Clark Kent's mind, and we just haven't been told as an audience about that? How do you know? How do you know?
I think that would be a fair
This
argument.
This is literally Descartes.
wait,
This is
let me
literally
finish.
like, I think
You're gonna give Liam an
like, how do you
aneurysm.
know
We
you're
have
not
5
just a
minutes
brain
left.
in a tube, like conceiving of things? You don't. Let's know
pull this
that.
back.
You don't know that for sure.
think
All you know is that
Liam-
you exist.
Your Clark Kent thing would be a fair argument if he was running
No, he
around
wouldn't.
Metropolis
No, he wouldn't.
jonesing for fucking like
No,
sun
he
all the
wouldn't.
goddamn
Being
time.
addicted to things doesn't make you psychotic. It just makes you want the thing. He just wants those things. He isn't like imagining an unreality.
All right.
Oh, this is great.
I'm
going in
pretty sure
circles here.
there's a commercial where he's like,
No, we're just gonna keep going. I'm not gonna lose.
Ryan, not to eat
Guys,
Cocoa
I gotta
Puffs.
shut this down because we have 4 minutes left, and this is going nowhere.
okay, let's see what the chat thinks. Let's see what
all
the
right,
chat and
yeah.
the Twitter and everybody else.
Sam,
what-
excuse me.
Let's see. Come on, Liam. Let's see.
We have to start with the Twitter poll, actually. Let's go ahead and bring up the Twitter poll. Go ahead and get your votes in. Count Chocula, #1, Sonny the Cuckoo Bird, #2. But Twitter poll first. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh my
what?
God.
Chocula wins 61%.
Honestly, I think it's just because they don't know
What?
Sonny the Cuckoo Bird is from Cocoa Puffs. It's a popularity contest.
The tweet said that. Either way. All right. Count Chocula wins the Twitter poll because Sonny the
as
Cuckoo
he
Bird
should.
is cuckoo and none of this
Open
stuff happened.
I
minions.
swear to God, if this argument comes up again, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. I'm gonna
His
lose my
grandfather-
shit.
Let's
on
go
many
ahead.
modern occasions, tries to keep the Cocoa Puffs away from him. For his
No,
own-
no, the grandfather
because
tried
he's
to
an
give
addict.
it to him to get him to drill through the planet.
We can't go.
We gotta
we can't
stop,
reopen it.
guys. Gotta stop, guys. Let's get to our own votes. Chad, do you
Chad?
think Sam's got a reasonable argument? Are you voting for Sonny or Chocula?
Oh, I mean, you just can't argue with logic like Sam's there, right? I mean, no, go back. I want to see Liam's face. No, I'll be nice. I'm gonna give it to Liam. It's definitely Sonny for me.
Sonny. All right. Okay. So we got one.
I just
Count
wanted to freak
Chocula,
him out.
One Sonny. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna vote for. I don't know. It's a really compelling argument.
No, it,
I think it is a compelling argument specifically for this character. And if I watched nearly 20 minutes of his commercial, and I don't think there's any circumstance where it affects anyone other.
that's
than
not
his
true.
grandfather
Liam
himself.
counts the earth
That's
shaking, and then
literally
Sam
not
goes,
true.
"I watched 20 minutes of his commercials, sir."
All right. I'm voting
That's
for Sonny.
actually not true.
I'm voting for
Okay.
Sonny. We got 2 Sonnies, 1 Count Chocula. Based on your votes in the chat, this might become a tie, which would then
Oh, could
leave
you
it to
imagine?
Brian.
Could you imagine?
All right. So, 2 Sonny, 1 Chocula. Let's see what the poll is from the chat. Sonny wins
Hey.
66% of the votes.
Okay. Okay.
34%
That's
does
fair.
believe that Sam is correct.
Count Chocula, I will say, Count Chocula is a far superior cereal.
I've never had Count Chocula, so I actually can't say.
You've never had Count Chocula?
I've never had Frankenberry. I've never had Boo Berry. They always seemed kind of like beta tier cereals. From my just
what the fuck?
from like
What?
from
All
my
right, recast the
like-
vote. No, I'm just
All right. Let's do this again.
I'm voting
for
like one of
Chocula
the
now.
major
Yeah.
ones. I don't know. Like it,
No,
it felt
Count
like, it felt
Chocula
like
is epic. It is so good. It is one of the best.
I'll have
space
to I'll have
cereals.
to try some. I'm not even
all
denying
right,
it.
guys.
I do
So
like Cocoa Puffs, but-
we have 2 winners from today's Death Metal cast. Lucky the Leprechaun and Sonny the Cuckoo Bird will be moving on to the next round whenever that happens. we're at least going to finish up this tournament by the end of the year for sure. So the next time we do this, it will be Captain Crunch, Tony the Tiger, the Razor Brand Son, and whoever that 8th combatant is going to
it's gonna
be.
get fucking wild, dude.
Yep. And then whoever wins that is going to move on. So this is insane. This is amazing. I love all the crazy shit that's come out about these characters.
Oh, this is the best.
I'm looking forward to continuing this tournament. The first ongoing tournament we've done.
Yo, we
And
need
I
to get
think
the
it's working out
brands
great.
involved. Like, let's get some stuff
Yeah.
going on social media. Everybody who's watching, let's tag some brands. Let's get their
Let them
get their
know
input on this.
let Lucky Charms know that they kicked Trix
Your
Rabbit's
brand
ass.
is
Hey.
murdering the other brand.
I felt I did a good job.
You did.
With
Dude.
what I had.
I was
They
very
all-
surprised. I
All
thought.
cereals are owned by the same people, though, so it probably isn't a big deal.
Yeah, a lot
Like
of it
all
is General
Kellogg's.
Mills.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of Death Metal Cast. Again,
crazy.
Core vs. Storm is coming out this weekend. Please check it out. Next up is Achievement Hunter. But as
Actually,
always,
there is no Achievement Hunter today, but we are gonna play the thing again for you because.
so next up is not Achievement Hunter. Next up is the sneak peek one more time.
Yeah.
As always, be kind to others, be kind to yourself, be awesome. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Take care.
Like,
I'm so bored.
Your powers are impressive, but you lack discipline.
I'm the Avatar, master of all elements. You want to see for yourself?
Of course, Avatar. I'll show you what an X-Men can do.